Hey guys, this is Vinay and you're watching my show, Let's Talk. Today I have a very interesting guest on my show. Somebody who had a stint in the US, came back to India, had a bad customer experience and started one of the most promising companies here in Chennai. He's none other than Girish Mathrubootham. Hi Girish, welcome to the show.
Hey Vinay.
Thank you for taking time and coming over.
Oh, thanks for having me here.
So I read about you. I was doing the research while I was, when I knew I'm going to talk to you. A bad customer experience of TV fault, and then you put it up on social media. Then you had somebody come and fix it up, and that's when you felt a void in terms of getting technical help. Tell us more about that experience.
No, actually, it was not a technical fault.
Sure.
It was basically I was moving back from Austin, Texas to Chennai.
Yeah.
So I had my stuff shipped back to Chennai, including my TV.
Yeah.
So when my TV arrived, like when my stuff arrived 2.5 months later, my
2.5
months later, my TV was completely broken. So I had purchased insurance, so I thought it should be easy to contact the shipping company and get back the money. I tried contacting them through phone and email, and basically, long story short, 5 months of
5 months
going back and forth with phone and email didn't help. So I just wanted to share my frustration online. So I went and wrote it up on the place where I found the shipping company called Return to India Club Forums. It's an online forum. It's like social forum where people hang out.
Yeah.
People are moving from US to India will actually hang out there. So I shared my experience with pictures of my TV, and the community started engaging. The next day, the president came and apologized, and the very next day, money was in my bank. So that's when I realized, there's something that's fundamentally changing in social, taking on a brand via social media. So.
And when you moved to India, you were still with Zoho.
Yes.
And how was your experience? What did you take back from that company?
Well, I think Zoho is a phenomenal company. In my early career, like 4 years, I changed 4 companies, and then at Zoho I stayed on for almost 10 years. So it's a very different company. It's a lot of fun, a lot of learning. It's for me, I enjoyed the operational freedom that I had at Zoho, and I think I owe all my success at Freshdesk to Zoho, because that's where I, as they say, it cut my teeth.
Yeah, but I have, me being from the corporate as well, I have this fundamental question. How much does a company play, a role that a company play versus whom you're working for? Is it important to have a very good boss?
Yeah, I think it's definitely important. So I think the company sets the culture, the team or the manager sets the subculture, as I would like to call it.
And takes that culture and implements it.
So basically, you have to have both playing in tandem. Sometimes a bad manager can create
screw you up totally.
a completely screwed up even in a good company, right?
True. Because that's why I was reading this recent article on social media, and it says people don't leave companies, people leave bosses.
Absolutely. Every single time when people leave, they leave their managers. They're not leaving the company.
So when you started Freshdesk, a lot of people start entrepreneurship and businesses. A lot of people want to do something, but not many people succeed. And forget about success or failure, not many people will be able to sustain the business. So when you started off, was there anything that you took care, did something which is different? What was the initial prep that you actually did for Freshdesk?
See, I think I'll tell you that if I know everything that I know today, I would have probably not even started Freshdesk. It's an overloaded statement when Steve Jobs said, "Stay hungry, stay foolish."
Yeah.
So there's a lot of value in actually staying foolish and not knowing a lot of things. So I'm a very impulsive person, right? So if I set my mind on something, I just jump and act.
Okay.
So I wasn't actually, and I'm not making this up, I'm not lying, I did not do a lot of prep.
Okay.
So, and this is not the first time in my life I've done something like that. Like when everything was settled in 99, 2000, I had a training company. I just gave it to somebody, moved to US because I wanted to. And then 2 occasions I moved back from the US to India just because that felt the right thing to do. If I'm convinced in my heart that this is
go ahead and do that.
I'll just go ahead and do it. So I think that's how Freshdesk also happened.
And now when you look back in the journey of Freshdesk, and you've grown from strength to strength, and the company is making name, you're making name. And I also read this somewhere that you started this company so that all the employees can own a BMW.
So
and that's your mantra.
Yeah. So basically, this is something that I told my wife when I started the company, that I'm not starting this for me to buy a BMW. I want to create wealth for our employees and of course for our shareholders, create value for our customers. So I told her I'm starting this company because I want all of my employees to buy BMWs. Exactly, because see, we need more companies like the Silicon Valley, like in the Silicon Valley. See, Twitter created so many millionaires when they went IPO, right? So we want to be that company in India where people who come together and help build the company actually get rewarded. I don't want my employees to have a salary and a home loan when we go, like when we have a big exit or a big IPO, when the company is deemed to have a successful exit, the people who had slogged to
should
make
get
it
something
happen
out of it.
should get really, they shouldn't be worrying about money again.
True. That's true. And what sacrifices do you think you've made parallelly while you're into Freshdesk?
So I think I would not call anything a big sacrifice because I'm really enjoying it, and I would gladly make any sacrifice to go through this journey. But if there is one thing that I actually think about, the timing in terms of I have 2 kids, so my boys are now 10 and 11 years old. So, and this is the period where they're really growing up, and in a few years from now they'll probably be in college, and they're
say, Dad, don't disturb me.
So the time that I have to really enjoy and watch them grow and be a part of their life is now, and I think I'm not getting enough of that time. That's probably the biggest sacrifice.
Interesting. In conversation with Girish, we are going to be right back. Now coming to your, when you started Freshdesk, it was along with a friend of yours, and you'll have stakeholders, you have partners, how difficult it is in terms of taking decisions. How is it in terms of having a partner, and does it make life easy? Does it make life difficult?
No, I'll talk from my experience. Sure. So my co-founder is Rekha Krishnamurthy, and he and I had worked together for almost 8 years. 7.5, 8 years. So I think, he's the technology guy, I'm the product guy. So we share a great relationship to the extent that we know how each other think. Like for example, when it comes to everyday product decisions, like if somebody brings him something and he will know that, Girish would never approve this, so he will actually ask them, did you show this to Girish? So in fact, in meetings, when let's say somebody is presenting something, I know what he will not be comfortable with or not understand, and he will know what I will not be comfortable with and not understand. So I think when you have a relationship like that,
makes it so
there haven't, and touch wood, there haven't been any problems per se in terms of decision making. So I think we complement each other really well by focusing on our core strengths. That is one thing. More importantly, respecting each other's boundaries. True. So in fact, I tell him, if I give you any technology architecture advice, please ignore it. Meaning, because I know that I'm not the expert and he's the expert.
He's the subject expert, But then when you started Freshdesk, when you and your partner started it, what did you want out of Freshdesk? Did you guys have a vision, dream?
See, I think we wanted to build something for ourselves. That is how we started. We chose to build a help desk because that's what we knew how to build. I had built 4 help desks in the past, an on-premise. So now I saw the cloud as a delivery mechanism, and I saw social as something that's fundamentally changing. So we thought, let's try a fresh help desk. That's why the name Freshdesk. We did not imagine that we would be VC funded. We did not imagine that we'd be so successful. I always believe that you can dream about building $1 billion company, but if you don't make, say, $1 million or even $100,000, right? How are you going to get there? So I always believe in a balance of the long-term thinking and short-term thinking. So my message to Shan, as well as the initial 4 members, were, we will give ourselves 9 months, 18 months time, 9 months, 10 months to build the product and 9 months to get to a $1 million revenue run rate, right? If we don't do that, we will all type our resumes and go back and find work. And I told them, if I get a job, I'll hire you guys. So that was the...
And what for you, success money, and startup and all of that, right? What is your relationship with money?
I think for me, before even talking about money, I would say happiness is not in money. Money lets you get things, but happiness is in doing activities that you like with people that you love to hang around with.
Yeah, absolutely. Very true. Because I was reading this, Mr. Ambani had mentioned in one of his quotes telling that money is a sub-product and it's not the main product. Right. So go behind something which eventually leads to...
Right. And also, see, there are many ways to make money. Right? There are people who run tea shops or people who are in different forms of... money is not the same everywhere. Like the quality time that you get with to spend with smart people around you is what I relish.
True. Girish, one message to people seeing this who are getting into entrepreneurship, any kind of entrepreneurship, very simple takeaways that you would want to give based on your experience.
Okay, no particular order. I will tell you, to me, building a successful company is not a very simple task, right? It's like, for example, would you perform brain surgery as a fresher? Like, would you? So basically, you have to train for it. You have to practice it for years, and then you become a specialist. Would you fly a plane with no experience? That's
exactly entrepreneurship.
Yeah, that is about. So for me, again, speaking from my personal experience, I think I spent enough time understanding the nuances of the business, getting trained before I jumped into entrepreneurship. So the journey even then was challenging, but still it was more enjoyable because you've been there, done that, and you've picked up the nuances. So I think that is one advice that I would say. It's not, see, we all know Mark Zuckerberg, who started out as a college dropout and built probably the biggest startup in the world, right? But you cannot build it on your own. You have to have a team that complements you. You have to treat people with respect. And as your company grows, the kind of people that you need will be very, very different from the ones that you started off with. And do you have the maturity to understand that and actually build an organization that lives beyond you? So, see, I admire brands like BMW because it's been 100 years around. So the person who founded it is probably no longer there, but the company is still adored. And so that's what we should be thinking. So the other advice I would say is think really, really big.
Absolutely. Very, very well said. Girish, this season in Chennai Edition, we're also spreading health. We're spreading awareness on cancer. It's very alarming to know that more and more people in India, due to lifestyle, due to pollution, due to the food that we eat, are being diagnosed with cancer. So as an entrepreneur, as a person who's started up this company where you're waiting with people, working for you, you interact with people day in, day out, what would you want to tell and help spread awareness on cancer?
See, again, I would speak based on, so I have a very close relative who was diagnosed with cancer, and I have one of my classmates who has cancer, and the first thing I would, at least I realized was, this can happen to anybody, right? This can happen to you, this can happen to me, this can happen to any of our relatives. So the key is to understand that if detected early, this is really, really reversible. Absolutely. And we were lucky enough, at least it was not very early, but so we were able to spot it on time for my relative and my friend. So, but the treatment is painful, but at least the results are positive. So my key message is this can happen to anybody. Please test yourself. Please regular tests. Very important. Make sure that if you catch it early, you should know that this is not such a big thing. You can easily overcome it. So
absolutely. Girish, last segment of the show. Quick one quickie ones is what I call them. One advice from someone that's completely changed your life.
Build genuine relationships.
One incident that has happened in your life that changed the way you looked at life again.
I had a back surgery in 1997 when I had a disc prolapse. I was 26 days at the hospital and actually unable to move in terms of turning myself was very hard. So performing basic activities like standing up, walking, going to the toilet, these things were really, really hard. So I think probably at that point I realized that how important health is. Like I think we are all fortunate to be able to wake up in the morning, go and play tennis, have food, like go and work, like not being dependent on anybody to perform basic activities in life. I think that's, if you don't have that, only then you realize how important that is. I would say that is
Money
a
can't
big
buy health
realization.
at all.
Yes, money can't buy anything.
One thing that you do apart from going to work, business and all of that, what's the fun thing that Girish likes to do?
I play tennis.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's keeps me focused on something other than work. I love watching movies.
If not Freshdesk, what would you have been doing now?
So I've been continuing at Zoho.
At Zoho.
I was very happy there, so I'll continue to be happy there.
One thing that gives you a high,
Creating stuff,
something new.
something new, which has not been done before.
One regret of your life, you told me about not spending too much time with your kids.
No, I believe there are no regrets. I always tell that I don't have a rear view mirror.
You don't? You don't look back at all?
I just look forward.
Wonderful. One entrepreneur, anybody in the world that you look up to and you've got great admiration for.
I think with Travis for the grandiose of his vision at Uber.
Sure. And one startup now, currently which has come up, be it in Chennai, be it in India or anywhere, that you feel that these guys have a lot of potential.
Yeah, I would just say Cloud Cherry.
Clutch.
Yeah.
Okay. And now you, you mentor people, you help young startups and stuff like that. So, what are the things that you do, which you probably thought that maybe when I started off I didn't get that, and now you wish you want to do that?
I would say good office space in Chennai.
Are you a movie person?
Yes,
Well, who's your favorite actor?
Rajinikanth.
So waiting for his next movie coming
Yeah,
up.
we have booked an entire show.
And when you're totally stressed, what do?
I watch movies.
So one holiday destination of yours that you completely love going again and again.
I actually don't like going again and again to the same place. I like to go to a new place every time.
Well, off late, which is that one destination that you completely
So
love?
we went to Mexico, Cancun, like last month.
So what is in the future for Girish personally and for Freshdesk?
So for me personally, I would like to continue to spend time with smart people. That's what I enjoy the most. For Freshdesk, building a global SaaS company, the journey is not yet complete. We still have miles to go, and that is one whirlwind tour. Like meaning, it's like really enjoyable, and we'll continue to do that.
Wonderful. The last half an hour or so, talking to you, your ideologies, you come across as a person who's very positive. And, if I have to work with somebody, I would like to work with somebody like you, who's like inspiring and who walks the talk. I'm sure the people working for Freshdesk is very, very fortunate to have a founder like you. Wonderful talking to you. Your experience of coming here and sitting and supporting the show.
Thanks, and thanks for the word of confidence, and send me your resume.
Lovely. So before we let you go, small goodie bag from our gifting partners, me and Rao. I hope you're going to wear this to office
Thank
and
you.
appreciate the gift.
Thank you. Hey, I'm Girish, founder of Freshdesk. You're listening to Let's Talk with Vinay. If you like what you heard, there are lots of more stories. Subscribe to this YouTube channel. See, I think I'll tell you that if I know everything that I know today, I would have probably not even started Freshdesk. It's an overloaded statement when Steve Jobs said, stay hungry, stay foolish.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of value in actually staying foolish and not knowing a lot of things.